Moving on to observe the effects of Darwin's theory of evolution. His theory suggests that, in short, our distant cousin is broccoli, in essence. Somehow by chance, a group of unintelligent molecules banded together to try something new, turning into a living, breathing, thinking, feeling organism after millions of years, to then take millions of years to evolve into brute apes, upon millions of years to evolve into some humanoid Neanderthal, which would later evolve into the single most complex, intelligent, sophisticated, kind, and cruel species to have ever walked this earth. Knowing good from evil, we are the only species with a conscience of moral contemplation. We are justice-oriented, linguistically and emotionally articulate. We are the only species that is economic, political, crafting our empires and conquering others. We are the only species with a word like inhumane in our vocabulary. And Darwin thinks that we got here by natural selection. If that were true, it would be inhumane to eat broccoli. Can I tell you a secret? There is no such thing as an inanimate molecule. Life is movement, and life was happening way before Darwin's theory or the Big Bang Theory. How can something come from nothing without some kind of initiation? Have you ever been told to take the initiative? Guess what happens if you don't take the initiative? Nothing. Nothing can happen until something is initiated. Science 101, Charles Robert Darwin, that's an F for failure. His theory has successfully made its way into the curriculum of human biology in our public schools. The collective minds of this nation are bleeding with the idea that we are sophisticated animals and not made in the image of God. In succeeding to brainwash people, the elite has manifested a legion of subordinate men, women, and children who don't know how to make moral decisions, that are driven by shallow passions, having no directive other than from paid-off media outlets scaring them into submission. Without realizing that their emotions and their entire worldview have been manipulated to blindly, helplessly clawing at the walls of a premeditated, sinister partisan box puppeteered by the pedicured hands of a privileged first-class minority. Without going on a further tangent, I'd like to remind you today that you are not animals, despite charismatic influencers like Hitler. None of you are inferior, black or white, same breed, same blood. Americans, Ukrainians, Australians, Russians, Africans, Pakistanis, Egyptians, Italians, Spaniards, Mexicans, Asians, Jews. You are not cattle. You are conscious men, women, and children made in the image of God. You have eternity in your hearts and the free will to choose at any minute what your life will be in the next moment. Don't sell yourself short believing everything that you see or hear. You were designed with the innate ability to reason, so reason and make your decision. Romans 1:20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. 2 Corinthians 4:4, in whom the little g, God of this world, hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Open your eyes. Go for a walk. Take a look around you. Feel the wind. Be present. There is something very intentional about you being here. Look up at the stars. Those stars were hung by the purposeful hands of our Maker. They twinkle with awe in the presence of our magnificent God. Think about this. Earth is the only planet in our solar system with an atmosphere that can sustain life. It's far enough from the sun to be close enough to get warm and not get barbecued. The elements of our atmosphere go hand in hand with the right amount of pressure to support life both on land and in the sea. That is incredible. Did you know that Pluto's thin atmosphere contains nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide? Pluto's atmosphere would evaporate your mucus, saliva, sweat, and it would petrify you. You would have approximately 2 minutes to live, and your eyes would be rocks in your skull. You wouldn't get the pleasure of seeing it snow red on Pluto. Your organs would shut down, and you'd go unconscious before you could get anywhere on dry ice rock. Did you know that the colored cloud patterns on Jupiter is caused by enormous swirling storms in the atmosphere, which consists of hydrogen, helium, methane, ammonia, and water ice? The other gas giant, known as Saturn, made up of hydrogen and helium, gets such intense pressure at its core that it turns gases into metallic liquid that conducts electricity. Saturn's temperatures, pressures, and materials are too extreme for organisms to adapt to, not even a fighting chance. Saturn's atmosphere is suffocating, and the wind pressure is so powerful it squeezes gas into a liquid, which means that trying to breathe on Saturn would be like trying to breathe underwater. It's not coincidence that we're here. It's not chance that we're here.